Welcome back, All Things Outdoors Ohio. Today we have something a little different for you. Today I'm actually going to do a question and answer. So I asked you guys on my social medias to drop some questions, and you did, and I really appreciate everyone that reached out and asked the questions that they wanted to answer to. If you guys really enjoy this, I wouldn't mind doing this more. I actually really enjoy giving some tips and just letting you guys know how I got into different things. So the first question I have is, what's your personal best fish you've caught? So the biggest fish I've caught is a largemouth bass. They weighed 5 pounds and 6 ounces. I caught that in my buddy Joel's pond. That's actually the video that we filmed the lure challenge in. But yeah, that's the biggest fish I've caught. I've actually had a couple other nice fish that I've caught in a couple farm ponds. I actually didn't have a scale over the years, but they were really nice fish, and I bet they were pushing 5, and one was probably pushing 5.5, 6 pounds as well. How long did you hunt until you shot your first buck? I didn't start deer hunting till I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I actually was able to kill a buck my first year hunting. My dad knew a buddy who had a lot of deer, and he had a really good blind that I was very fortunate enough to go and sit in for 30 minutes. The feeder went off, and I actually shot this little 4-pointer. This was my first buck. I was about 7 or 8 years old. Shot him in 30 minutes. I was there for 30 minutes. I didn't know. I was told to shoot him, so I shot him and made a good shot on him. And then I killed this buck when I was 11. This is my first real buck. I was hunting by myself, gun season. Shot this nice little 7-point. And then most recently, I shot this 9-pointer in 2019 during bow season in October. This was a great experience. This was my first. This was within my first few years of really hunting and deer hunting. There's nothing that really compares to killing your first nice buck. Here's a picture of the mount that I have of him, but nothing really compares to killing your first buck, and then all the work you put up to it, putting out the stands and putting the corn out, or planting food plots, moving cameras. This was a really big accomplishment for me, and I'll be very blessed that I had this buck step in front of me and give me a shot. So the next question is, I really like help with fishing. I truly enjoy being outdoors and on the water as any way possible, but I haven't had much knowledge or teaching, so I'm looking for help. Maybe just a simple start with the research I do and help from you. Just want some basic tips and techniques, I guess. That's actually a really good question, and I appreciate you reaching out and wanting to get involved with fishing. So the best advice I have for you is to go get a cheap pool, get cheap lures, and just go fish. Like, just go find a pond and just fish. You know, the best way to learn is to go out and do it yourself. There's also YouTube videos. YouTube videos are everywhere. That's how today works. There's a bunch of tips on anything you want to learn on YouTube. Like you said, I'm more than willing to give you more tips. You know, you can get on YouTube. There's a bunch of videos that you can look up. I have a few on here that will probably help you out. My best tip for you is to go to Walmart, get a cheap rod and reel combo, 40 bucks. They have nice loose combos. They have spinner baits. Actually, I have one right here. Dollar spinner baits. They're black or white, and they have packs of Senkos, range $2 to $5, and all you need is a little pack of hooks. And honestly, I think that's all you need. A white or black spinner bait, a pack of plastic worms, and I promise you, you're bound to catch a fish. The next question is, what is your go-to rabbit gun? My go-to rabbit gun is definitely my Escort, 20 gauge Escort. I love that gun. I actually never knew what an Escort was until my dad brought it home one day and said, hey, look, I won this, here you go. So it's like a happy birthday to me. Ever since then, I've been using it every hunt. I love it. I don't miss much, mainly because I don't take stupid shots, just take the good shots. But I love that gun. It's definitely my favorite gun. I clean it every day, make sure it's nice, and I've had it for a few years. Definitely my go-to. So the next question is, has a deer ever had sex with a bear? You know, that's a really good question, and it's 2022, so you never know what may happen. My best advice to you to find that answer is go to Reddit. I'm sure there's great information on that. The next question is, what's your favorite rod and reel setup that you have right now? Speed spool Lew's reel, with my Shakespeare 6/8 rod. You can throw just about anything on it. I love it. I was gifted for my birthday last year. I'm very thankful for that. It's really my go-to. I can throw, like I said, I can throw just about anything on it. Senkos, spinner baits, chatter baits, stuff like that. It's definitely my go-to. The next question is the go-to bait on a sunny day. On a sunny day, I like to I'll throw a spinner bait to start, white or black spinner bait, like I said before, just to cover some water, see if they're biting that. If not, I'll go to soft plastics. So I'll stick to the Senkos, green pumpkin colored usually, or the Bandito bug, green pumpkin as well. Those are my go-to on a sunny day. When fishing, how can you tell what color worm to use when the water is clear or murky? So when the water's clear, natural colors always works best in my opinion. So it's like I said, the Senko and the Bandito bugs or the creature bait, stuff like that, really natural colors works best. When it's murky, I like to throw darker colors. I actually caught a four pounder using a purple Bandito this year when the water was really murky and dirty. So that's what I would usually throw. What got you so involved with rabbit hunting? I've been rabbit hunting since I was 8. That's the first time I was carrying a gun, but I was going with my dad prior years just to go with him to get out. I've loved it since day one. It's definitely my favorite hunting season. The adrenaline, the dogs running, just everything. It's really, in a good day, it's really high speed and high pace and really keeps you aware. I love listening to the dogs run. So definitely my dad got me involved with that, and I'm very blessed to have that experience and be so involved with it. How long have you been raising dogs? I've been around dogs since I popped out of the womb. My dad's had dogs forever, and I've loved them. I've been around them. They're just really fun to be around, and the satisfaction of training a dog is unbelievable. And I've learned a lot, I could say. My dad's taught me a lot. I give Dad full credit for everything he's done and raising the dogs, training them. Any advice for public pond fishing? Public pond fishing. I'm fortunate enough to have a bunch of farm ponds around me, so I fish those a lot. My best advice for public ponds is to just go and fish and fish and fish and fish. Throw all your lures, throw anything you got until you find what they're biting on. You're bound to find good ponds that they're biting on, and bound to find the bait that works. How do you know where to set up your trail cameras before the season? For me, I stick to food. I stick to food plots or anywhere where you know the deer are eating that, or heavy used trails. I think those two this is a really basic place to start. And honestly, I keep my cameras on heavy trails and food plots all year. That's my go-to, and it's worked for me. That's where I find the most deer activity. So trails and food plots. And the final question I have is, what made you want to start a YouTube channel? Back when I was 15, 16, 17 years old, me and my buddy just started filming rabbit hunts and stuff like that, and we really just enjoyed it, and people around us, family, friends, really enjoyed watching it. So we were like, maybe we could start posting this stuff and see what happens. And that's rabbit hunting is actually our most popular video. That's what you guys seem to like, and I love filming them. I love editing them. I love hunting. So definitely filming that and seeing everybody's reaction to that really wanted to make me get involved. And I know my following isn't too large right now, and I appreciate everyone that is here, and I hope you guys stay with me for the long run, and I'm hoping one day I can make this a full-time career. Hunting and fishing for a career, I can't even imagine how. It'd be amazing. But yeah, that's why I got started. So that's all I have from you guys today. I appreciate everyone that asked me a question. I really enjoyed doing this. If you guys like this, I'd love to do it again in the future. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what we have up next. See, I also have some new hats. I'm thinking about putting these out. If you guys really like these, let me know. This is the first one I've actually ever made, just to try it out. I've had a few people reach out, but I really like them. I'm thinking about making some shirts as well, starting some merch out there. You know, starting to get a few people reaching out, and a little bit broader subscriber base and following. So I really appreciate everyone that follows along and everyone that asks these questions. So that's all I have for you guys. Thanks again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.